Welcome to American Institute of Vastu, um, Transformational Vedic Astrology. My name is Michael Mastro. Today we're going to look at the Vedic astrology using sidereal zodiac, not the Western tropical zodiac, for Elizabeth Taylor, famous actress, um, icon. Uh, she was born February 27, 1932, 2:30 a.m. in London, England. If you look to the eastern horizon when she was born, you see the constellation associated with Scorpio rising at 20 degrees. 20 degrees becomes the most effective point of every house. Any planet that's within 5 degrees at 20 degrees has quite a bit of impact, like Venus, like Moon, like Jupiter. So, first we're going to look and see how the planets are operating, then we'll look and see when they're operating. And so, what we want to do first is look at let's first look at um, how they're operating. So, in Transformation Vedic astrology, we know that multicona signs take precedence. So many planets rule two signs, like Venus rules Taurus and it also rules Libra. But Libra has a closer affinity to Venus than Taurus does. So Venus becomes the multicona sign for Venus. So the multicona signs are 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11. And so if we look at the houses containing those signs, these numbers refer to the signs. The houses are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But the numbers refer to the sign. This is the ninth sign of Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. So she's working on wealth and recognition, fame, and continuation of the marital bond. She's working on this is the 11th sign of Aquarius, ruled by Saturn. She's working on happiness through family life. She's working on the first sign is Aries, ruled by Mars. She's working on her health, healing, conflicts, debts, fire, theft, and cheating. She's working on the fourth sign is Cancer, so that's ruled by Moon, and she's working on good fortune, mentors, teachers, um, religion. She's working on her career, fifth sign, Leo, ruled by Sun. She's working on Virgo, sixth sign, ruled by Mercury. So this is income and friendships. And then Venus is here, ruling Libra, and spiritual growth through letting go of attachments, hospitalizations, separations from husbands, etc. So let's first look and see how the planets are operating. Then we're going to look and see when they're operating, and then we're going to see what could have been done to rectify the chart or remedy the chart. Remember, if you're doing the remedies, you can actually change your karma and your outcome. So Sun is at 14 degrees. It's very strong and well placed in her chart. That means, and it's ruling the fifth house of career. So it gives her career through leadership, organization. It's aspected by Mercury, which is communication. So then, then you would see the acting comes in, career through acting. And she got great support from her father. Her father had an art gallery in Los Angeles, and then she was discovered there when she was a child and became a childhood actor. Let's see. She also got a good support from governments. She was granted the status of Dame from England and a presidential medal from the United States. Moon is at 22 degrees, close to the most effective point, and it's ruling the house of good fortune. So she can have good fortune through working with the public. Moon is public. Um, Now, it's in this house of separations, addictions, sleep issues. So she did have lack of peace. Moon is mind and emotion, lack of peace of mind because of that. Some spiritual influence. Now, great actors either have multicona signs in the eighth house of research, researching the parts, or in the 12th house. So 12th house gives ability to separate your personality from the personality that you're trying to portray in the movies. So it gave good ability skills as an actor in one sense, but then also a feeling of separation from your real life. So that can, bring some depression, some addiction, some sleep issues, and we'll see how that affects her with other planets. Now, Mars is at 8 degrees, and it is also ruling. Also a functional malefic, ruling this house, sixth house of health issues, conflicts, and debts. She had some debts with MGM, the movie company. They pretty much owned her for quite a period of time and told her what she could do and what she couldn't do. It gave her great passion, but also conflict and lots of accidents and health issues. She did, this is also the house of service, so she did give a lot to AIDS charities and supported them. Mercury's at 14 degrees, and Mercury rules the house of income and friendships. She was quite a socialite, and she Mercury's placed in this house of happiness through home life, and it's again conjunct Sun almost exactly. So it gives income through communication or self-expression through acting. And then let's see here. Jupiter is at 22 degrees. Now, uh, 22 degrees is so any planet that's less than 5 degrees is in infant state, so it can become weak, cannot protect or promote its own signification. Any planet that's more than 25 degrees then is in old age, can't protect. Now, Jupiter is neither one of those, but its landlord, its dispositor, is Cancer and ruled by Moon, and Moon is weak because it's in this Dustana house, the challenging 12th house. So the planet it's sitting in a house can't be any stronger than its landlord or dispositor. So it becomes weak. Jupiter represents husband. It is ruling the house of wealth and recognition and continuation of the marital bond. So definitely had an effect on, she had 8 marriages. So weakens that marital bond and affected her wealth at different times in her life. And but basically, let's see here. Yeah, lack of stability in the marriage, I think, is the main thing. So let's see what else. So Venus is at 24 degrees, close to the most effective point. It is ruling this house of Libra in the 12th house, so that gives, the ability, gives great beauty. And also Moon here probably gives great beauty as well. And again, that acting skill, because you could separate yourself from the real life, but then it has that downside of making you feel separate, depressed, etc. So that's Venus. And then Saturn rules the house of happiness through home life. And it is placed in the house of success through performing arts, healing arts, or fine arts. So success through acting. And it also, again, has to do with service through the AIDS charities. And so, yeah, so that's Saturn. And let's see. Now, one other thing I wanted to say is that Venus also, this is house of losses and expenses. So she was sued by the Holocaust Society for her Van Gogh painting that was stolen and sold during by the war, Hitler, and so that was a losses and expense. We'll go into that more detail. So then Rahu and Ketu are interesting. So Rahu is in this house of romance and also performing arts or entertainment. So it gives her desire to entertain and gives her obsession with romance. So maybe because of all the movies she was in, there's a lot of romance. So she had this idealistic obsession with marriage being only about romance. But we all know that in relationships, that romance fades and you have to work to get it back. So this could be one reason that she had 8 marriages. Now, K2 here gives, spiritual interest in spiritual wealth, so giving some wealth to the AIDS organizations and things like that. So let's look at the timing of events. So her family relocated from UK to America in 1939 during a Venus period. This is the house of relocation. Then she had an accident and during a movie fell off a horse in 1944 and that affected her spine during a Saturn period. Saturn is the skeletal structure. The one husband that she said she really loved more than the rest was killed after a very short marriage in a plane accident in 1958 during a Jupiter period, and Jupiter was transiting the 8th house of death-like experiences. She was hospitalized for pneumonia in 1990 during a Venus period, and you see Moon is there representing lungs in the house of Venus that Venus rules. Let's see here. She again had hip surgery in '94 during the Venus period. So a lot of her surgeries and accidents happened during Venus period, and this is hospitalization. 12th house is hospitalization. And then again, she had accident in 2004, and also her lawsuit to get the Van Gogh back, losses expenses during a Venus period. Then she died in 2011 due to heart failure during a Mars Rahu period. So Rahu was transiting the 4th house that represents heart. Let's see here. And Mars is, so Rahu is tragic events, and Mars is in the house of heart. So yeah, so those two things put together really made a lot of sense. So what could she do to rectify the chart? So we know that Sun is strong and well placed, but the rest of the planets needed some strengthening. So we don't want to strengthen the malefic. So Venus and Mars need to be transformed. So Mars, you help those who cannot help themselves. You could listen to Hanuman chants on Tuesdays, or any kind of chanting. Now she converted to Judaism during a Venus period as well. So that's that spiritual thing. And K2 was there too. Now, so yeah, so transform through chants and charities. So helping the AIDS probably did help her, but some of the chants would have helped transform Mars. Then transform Venus by helping women on Mondays. women's charities, and then Shiva chants on Mondays would be a good chance to listen to. Then K2 wants to be transformed by helping spiritual organizations. I think she did help the Jewish organization, and then giving to spiritual organizations and listening to Ganesh chants. And then Rahu would be again listening to Shiva chants and helping those who cannot help themselves. So she did some of that. See, one other interesting thing, she got throat cancer from wearing a one of the world's largest diamonds. So that focused a lot of attention there. And that diamond was said to maybe have been acquired through blood money. Let's keep going here. So the rest of the planets, the benefics, we want to strengthen. Saturn with a blue sapphire, wearing blue. Sun, ruby. Mercury, emerald, moon, pearl, Jupiter, yellow sapphire. So, or she could have worn a kavash containing the Devata yantra for all of these benefic planets. So, if you have any more questions, you can email or check out our website, Vastu Creations. You can sign up for an astrology reading under services. Or if you would like to learn transformational Vedic astrology, you can see it's very powerful. You can go to American Institute of Vastu.com. Again, my name is Michael Mastro. Thank you for listening.